Welcome to week 10 of Algebra 1 Honors with Mrs. Bibb. This week we're going to be learning about writing equations of lines. Please make sure to do your warm-up. Check that warm-up when you're finished. You will need a piece of paper for your notes today, as this is not a student journal page. This is page 39 in your notebook. If you'll take the time right now to pause this video and copy down. You don't have to copy down word for word, but copy down what you see here in front of you on the screen. I do see something that I need to point out. Make sure you realize that this is like a dash and not an oops, and I just whited it out. But there was a line there. That was just a dash. It's not a negative sign. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So take the time to write that down and then continue to listen to the video. We're going to go straight to the examples. So if you'll write the instructions and then write down each example as we go to do them. The first thing that you're going to do for number 1 is realize that you have a slope of 5, and I'm going to write that as m equals 5, and a y-intercept of 5, so b equals 5. In the instructions, it says to write your equation in slope-intercept form. Remember, that's y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to fill 5 in for my m and 5 in for my b. And that's the equation of the line. It has a slope of 5 and a y-intercept of 5. For the second one, my slope is negative 2/3. My y-intercept is 2. Filling into y equals mx plus b, y equals negative 2/3 x plus 2. That's the equation of the line that has a slope of negative 2/3 and a y-intercept of 2. For my next one, my slope is negative 2, and it passes through 0, negative 1. It doesn't say y-intercept, but remember, the y-intercept is where x equals 0. So since I have y equals 0 here for x, then this is my y-intercept. So my y-intercept is negative 1. My equation of my line would then be y equals negative 2x plus negative 1, or better written, minus 1. For number 4, my slope equals 1/2, and it passes through 0, 0. So since my x is 0, then my y-intercept is also 0. Y equals mx plus b. I'm going to substitute 1/2 x in for m. People will put plus 0, but the best answer is y equals 1/2 x, and that's it. If you need to stop in between each example, please pause. I understand. I do talk fast. I do write fast. So please pause as you need to get all the information down. For the next one, I can count my slope and I can name my y-intercept. I can look at each of these and find my y-intercept is negative 3, crosses the y-axis at negative 3 for number 5, and it crosses the y-axis at positive 2 for number 6. Then I can count my rise over run. Remember, slope is rise over run. So rising from this point to this point. Rise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 6 units. Run right in a positive direction, 1, 2, 3, 4. So my slope is 6 over 4, but I do need to reduce to 3 over 2. So y equals 3 over 2x plus negative 3 or minus 3. For my next one, y equals mx plus b. I know my b value is 2. I'm going to count my rise and run. Rise 1, 2, 3. Run 1, 2, 3, 4 in a negative direction. So my slope is going to be a rise of 3, a run of negative 4. The best way to write that is slope equals negative 3/4. Really and truly, neither the 4 nor the 3 are negative, just the slope of the line is negative. So y is going to equal negative 3/4 x plus 2. That's the equation of the line that is pictured for number 6. Please sketch those lightly on your paper and then make sure you have the correct answers down. Next. Same types of problems. Slope of 5, y-intercept of 5. So slope of 5, y-intercept of 5. So y equals 5x plus 5. Seems like that's the same example we just did a minute ago. Maybe it is. For the next one, I don't know the y-intercept. I don't have it. I do know the slope is 1/4. I have a point and I have the slope. So we're going to use point-slope form. It's important that you learn to use this. I know that there are other ways, but I want to see point-slope form to turn it into slope-intercept form. So y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. y1, x1, slope. We're going to substitute all those in, and I'm going to leave the things that aren't highlighted as a y and an x. So y minus 3, y minus 3 equals 1/4 times x minus negative 8. You're welcome to go ahead and write plus positive 8, but please make sure you realize that it's a positive 8 because subtracting a negative is the same thing as adding in a positive. Distribute your 1/4. 1/4 times x is 1/4 x. 1/4 times 8 is 8/4, which is 2. Add 3 to both sides. So y is going to equal 1/4 x plus 5. And that's my equation for number 8. For number 9, I'm going to do the same thing. I have a slope of negative 1/2, and I have an x1 and a y1 since I don't know the intercept. So my slope in point-slope form, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Yes. Y minus y1, distribute, negative 1/2 times x is negative 1/2. Negative 1/2 times negative 1 is positive 1/2. I'm going to add 12 halves to both sides. Why'd you do that, Miss Bibb? You need to have a common denominator. 2 is the denominator. 6 times 2 is 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6, so I did do that accurately. So y is going to equal negative 1/2 x plus 1/2 plus 12 halves is 13 halves. For number 10, I don't see the y-intercept. It's not visible there to me. Excuse me. So I'm going to find the slope. y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So I'm going to have negative 4 divided by 2, which is negative 2. And then I'm going to use this one as my x1 and my y1. I'm going to go over here and do number 10. Y minus y1, so y1 would be 2, equals m, that was negative 2, times x minus x1 would be 1. Distribute. Add 2. So y is going to equal negative 2x plus 4. That's the equation of the line pictured for number 10. It is on Student Journal page 100. If you do not want to include Student Journal page 100 just as an extra piece of paper and you have space to write this problem down, you're welcome to do that. If you want to cut it out, tape it on there, whatever you want to do is fine with me, just as long as you include it in your problems. It says an electrician charges an initial fee of $50. So that's like your B value. That's your initial starting point. And $190 after 4 hours of work. It says write a linear model that represents the total cost as a function of the number of hours worked. Okay. So first of all, I'm only going to use this information and this information to write my function. My function of hours worked, or X. So X is going to stand for the hours worked. And Y is going, there's no Y. X is going to stand for the hours worked. Okay. And Y here, I can say Y, yes. Y is the total fee that you have to pay after an initial fee of $50 and 4 hours work. So I should just include that in there. Let me erase that. I'm just going to say Y is the total cost. Okay, so 4 hours of work. So 4 times X will give me a total of how much I have to pay just for the work. Then plus 50 would give me the total of total cost. So that's my function. Now, how much does the electrician charge per hour? Well, here's the value I'm going to use. This represents a total cost. I can use that value to figure out how much per hour. This is the total cost, and this is how much per hour. Or hours worked, that's the same thing. So I'm going to substitute 190 in for f of x. I'm going to subtract 50, 140. I'm going to divide by 4. So x is going to equal 3 times 4 is 12, 35. I think that's right. 35. $35 per hour. That's how much the electrician charges, $35 per hour. Here's your week 10 practice. It looks you just have these problems. It's like you don't have any problems from the book and these problems to complete. We will have an assessment at some point. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and if you need any help, please be sure to reach out to me. I'll be happy to help.